back in the studio with Christine VandenDries who's the home care administrator, and Emma Hanson, who's from home support. We're going to find out what's going on with them these days. So welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Which one of you is going to start?
I will.
Okay, Christine.
I brought Emma with me to kind of reintroduce her. She has been in our office as a office schedule coordinator. When our residents call in to make new appointments, change appointments, Emma handles a lot of that work along with two other schedulers that had both been on TV before with us. But Emma is stepping into a new interim role in our office and will be temporarily taking the place of our home support assistant manager, Richa Patel, who is stepping down. She's a new mom.
Oh.
And so she's going to be home with her baby boy, who's about 5 months old. She's going to still be with Erickson. We're going to, have her in the background working somehow, but she's going to be stepping out of the role she's in. And Emma, while we go through the interview process, Emma's going to be stepping in. So I wanted to bring her and kind of reintroduce her to everybody.
So you have a new aspect on your job.
Yes, I do, and I'm so excited about it. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about myself. So I started working for Green Spring in the year 2004 as a communications specialist.
Oh.
And whilst I was working at communications, I was able to work along different departments like security, general services, maintenance, dining services. So when I graduated from college in 2015, there was an opening in home support. So I said, okay, let me go and see what is over there. So when I applied, I was given the office assistant. So whilst I was in that role, there was also an opening for scheduling coordinator. Then I transitioned from office assistant to scheduling coordinator. And whilst I was doing that, I also had opportunity to learn how to do payroll and billing. So let's say if the billing coordinator is not there, I'll be able to do that. So I really, really enjoyed that role. At the same time, let's say if the manager is not there, I'm still equipped to do payroll. So I was like jack of all trades.
Oh.
Yeah.
That helps when
that
when
really
you have
helps.
all those skills and
Yes,
you can
all
pretty
those skills.
well fit anywhere.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited about this new role, because I'll have more challenging tasks at the same time, learn something new. So I'm so excited about it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the scheduling situation, because I have a couple of friends who use the hourly scheduling.
Okay.
And sometimes they get very frustrated because they want somebody at a certain time and that somebody can't get there at that time. And so how does that scheduling work?
The reason why is that is at the moment, like we have every resident that is demanding the same time, usually 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 8 to 10, and 9 to 11. So when everybody is requesting the same time, we don't have the staff to do that. Because let's say if we have 3 A's, right, and we have 10 clients that are demanding the same time, the A's can have to work 4 hours or more. So in order to build the schedule for the A's, we have to be able to get 8 to 9, 9 to 11, 11 to 12. That's a complete 4 hours. So that's one of the reasons why most of the time we're not able to do that. But at the same time, let's say if a client have an appointment in the medical center and it's like 9 to 10, we do take it upon ourselves and call medical center and say, oh, okay, Mr. Johnson have an appointment at medical center at 9. Can we come at 11? We try to work with the resident in order to be able to get the service that they want. Usually it doesn't work out, but we do our best to make sure. But it's because every client wants the same time.
Right.
They wake up morning hours. That's where the issue is. And currently we have like intermissions. I don't know whether you know the intermission department. They start the intermission between 9 to 10. So we have so many clients that go to intermission at that time. So let's say at a later time, somebody call and say, can I get home support at 9? Around that same time, most of our home support aides are taking the clients to intermission. So we usually don't have anybody available at that time. Yeah, but we still do work around it to make sure that we provide service.
How far ahead should people try to arrange for those?
It depends, because let's say if we have a client in Garden Ridge and they want to arrange for intermissions, like from the distance from Garden Ridge to Village Square is the first. So maybe they will call and say, can you pick me up at 9? Then it will take us like maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes to bring them all over down here. And at the same time, somebody say, can you, I need service, I have to go to medical center at 9. But then at the same time, we wouldn't have anybody available, but we do suggest other alternative time in order to work with the residents.
Are you planning on adding any more aides for that purpose?
Oh yes, as a matter of fact, I'll say this week we have a job fair, so we are working on that to have more aides, and also we are introducing like 2 hours block, so it's going to be something that is going to be very helpful for the scheduling team.
We have a great partnership with HR, and they've worked really, really hard to create clinical job fairs every single month. Not only for us, but for Garden Ridge as well. And they advertise everywhere. They're doing text blasts with the Virginia CNA registry. They're doing postcard mailers. They're putting flyers out. I mean, they are really making a huge effort to bring people in. So we had a fair in October that yielded, oh goodness, I want to say 11 new aides. Oh. In addition to anybody that interviewed that month outside the fair. We skipped November. I can't remember if I think we had one in December, and we're getting ready to have another one this month. And we've had really great turnout. And then something else that we've done, because Green Spring is so big about, bringing people on and growing them through the community, we have a lot of aides who were what we consider like our flex staff. They weren't full-time or part-time. They just gave what hours they could. A lot of them were working full-time, part-time hours though. So we actually opened up 20 new full-time and part-time positions.
Wonderful.
And opened those up to our internal staff first. And we filled almost all of them with internal staff, and then their position opened up. So we're constantly looking on a weekly basis at what we need to make it happen. I think one of the challenges that we have is that morning time, is that 8 to 12,
right,
when everybody wants the same thing. And we hire staff for that, and then from 12 to 4, 1 to 5 almost, we have a big chunk of time where we're not that busy. So if people are interested in you having those times for doctor's appointments, we have the staff. We have lots of staff that can do it then. But it's hard to, most people want full-time positions. They don't just want to work from 8 to 12 to help us. And so we're getting very creative about what we do, talking about, lending some of our aides hiring more people full-time and part-time, and then lending our aides to Garden Ridge in the afternoons to help, with dining. Or we're doing some more help with intermissions. We're working with them. So we're always looking at ways to keep our staff engaged in the community itself, and give them exposure and opportunities in other business lines. So maybe home support isn't something they want to do forever. Maybe they want to be a CNA over in Garden Ridge. They can go over and experience it for a little bit and help with dining, and then come back. So it's a very creative process, I will say, and we have some incredible partnerships in the community. There is that we've formed, that if somebody really, really needs help and we're not able to provide it, which we hate to do, and we try very hard to do our best, but if we just know that the best thing for them is an outside agency, we have a partnership that we allocate a case to short term until we can staff it, and then it's up to the resident if they want to be. We come back to us, but it's a company whose hiring practices are just as stringent as Erickson. They check their people and recheck their people, driving record, criminal background check, credit reports. They give them the works to make sure that they are somebody that you would want in your home. And we work with them very, very closely, and we have great communication with them.
So what I hear you saying is that people who need an aide to get from here to there, like for doctor's appointments or whatever, need to think afternoon hours rather than morning hours.
If at all possible, but there's some things that you just have to do in the morning and you can't avoid. But yeah, and we always encourage people to call and ask. Never ever assume we can't, because you never know who has transitioned over to Garden Ridge, or has just families decided, hey, we don't need this anymore because you're better after your hospital stay. Because not all of our residents are long term. Some of them just take that bridge that gap from hospital to Garden Ridge to independent living. So I tell people all the time, if someone tells you we're too busy out in the community, don't listen. Call us and ask. We will make sure that if we can't help, we will find you someone that can, so that you're not left out there, searching the internet for a company. We have tons of people we could recommend if it's not us.
So you actually recommend another company if you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the people that come here to take care of our residents have the proper credentials, and so that you all feel secure in knowing that, you know, if it's not us, it's somebody that's just as good and just as secure. So.
And one thing I'll add on to that, let's say if you have an appointment and it's morning hours, sometimes some of our clients will cancel due to emergency situations. So we might have an aide available. So we don't want the client to assume that we don't have anybody in the morning, because there might be cancellation or there might be last minute changes. So we advise that people always call.
Definitely.
Okay. You've heard it now. Now act on it. The aides are there to help you, and home support will help you any way they can.